यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानम् अधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम् परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे.
Good morning, my dear loving children. The word which I have chosen today is loyalty. 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 You know, why did I choose this word? This is not only contextual, but this has really jolted me to the core of my heart. Every day I hear that it our own brothers and sisters, they are supporting the cause of Pakistan, China. They are talking of human rights for the terrorists. When you talk of human rights or talk about human rights about the terrorists, then I think it is a sure case of somebody selling their heart and soul in the hands of the marauders who have least or the scant respect for the humanism of the humanity. When I come back to the word loyalty, you know, the word loyalty itself, it is impregnated with so much of, having allegiance with the nation or the nation state. Rightly so, it has been described in our country, Mother India. When we symbolizes our territorial boundary as mother, it means our wholehearted allegiance should be towards our mother country. But this is not to be. Majority, if I give you one simple syllogism, a paradigm, anything multiplied with zero result is zero. India is a very rich country, rich in the sense culturally we are very rich. Heritage wise we are very far off than most of the advanced countries. Because we owe our allegiance, we owe our ancestry not less than 30,000-40,000 years back. And with the dated historical, monumental and inscription evidences no less than 5,000 years back. So there is no question that we should be digressing what loyalty stands for. Loyalty is something wherein we have to be very, very, very concerned for the land which we are born in. Now, I'll be talking about the meaning of the words, then I would be going for the societal implications and the description thereof. I would be dividing my lecture in two parts. The first school of thought would be caring for the students' scholastic pursuits. And then I would be going for the implication aspect of it. The first one is the scholastic pursuit. Now let us see what are the words which fall in the ambit to describe the meaning of loyalty. And what is loyalty? Adherence to something to which one is bound by a pledge or duty. We say, India is my country, all Indians are my brothers and sisters. We normally say that. India is my country. How can you, if India is your country and all Indians are your brothers and sisters, how can you betray? How can you belie the trust, the kind of confidence which has been reposed in you as a brother, as a son of a soil? If it is betrayed, it means you are doing a great justice of being a son of the soil. Now look for some meaning. Adhesion or allegiance. The word allegiance means allegiance, allegiance. By very definition that we are Indian, my allegiance to the country, to the extent that I have to lay my life down for the safety and protection of my motherland. That is the allegiance. हमारी लगाव, इसको बोलते हैं हिंदी में लगाव. आपकी एलिजियंस क्या है? हमारी एलिजियंस हमारी भारत माँ से क्या है? वही एलिजियंस है जो हमारी अपनी माँ से है. Mother who has given me the birth, but who gave birth to my mother? And subsequently, till the infinity, you go and ask this question. Ultimately, the last point where we reach and stop, it is my mother country, India. Our nationality, our territorial sovereignty, everything is dependent what kind of faith we repose in our motherland. That is the beauty of allegiance. We owe all our allegiance to our great mother nation, India. Allegiance मतलब आपकी लगाव, which unfortunately for some pittance, our own brothers and sisters, they are sharing their allegiance. You must have seen in the periodicity, in the paper, in the tabloids, or in the print media or electronic media, some of them openly advocating the causes and the cases of China. What is their allegiance? Means they have sold their soul for pittance, for some bucks. And their allegiance is not towards India. Their allegiance is towards some other country which is inimical to my interest, which is going to, and which in fact not going to, which in fact they are jeopardizing the interest of my great nation. Attachment, commitment. We always say that I am very attached to my mother. Why do we get attached to our mother? We get attached to our mother because right from the moment we have opened our eyes, we have seen that we were placed in the laps of our mother while sucking for milk or being played in the arms or the lap of mother. We get attached. You must have seen, आप अपने घर में देखे होंगे, छोटा बच्चा जब रोता है, बहुत बिलप बिलप के रोता है, तो बहुत सारे लोग उसको मनाने के लिए आते हैं. लेकिन जब उसकी ममा आती है, उसकी माँ आती है, उसको गोदी में लेती है, तो the child stops screaming. Why? The comfort zone. That is what is attachment. And same attachment that every Indian must have for the mother nation, India. India is my country. I love my country. That should not only be a slogan, but that should be a spirited voice from the soul every morning and every evening that we go to sleep. Now look for commitment, constancy, dedication, devotedness, devotion, faith, faithfulness, steadfastness. These are the words which are going to coronate the very edifice of the word loyalty. We are born with a sense that we would be loyal to our nation. There are many facets in our life. We grow up, we take different branches of life, of societal life as our working career. And in that career, there are many patriots who wish to devote their whole life for service to the nation. But there are many scoundrels who deviate from the path and they digress and they ditch and they involve in the act of treachery. They delve deep in the act of treachery, chicanery. That is called, which is totally opposed to loyalty. Treachery. So we should be emphasizing what loyalty is all about. Affection, fondness. Who can have affection for India? कहाँ गए? When we talk about our own historical figures, Lala Lajpat Rai, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Subhash Chandra Bose, भगत सिंह, उनके डीएनए नहीं पाए जाते इंडिया में. जयचंदों की डीएनए ज़्यादा पाई जाती है आजकल. जब इनकी डीएनए ज़्यादा हो जाती है, तब there is a jolt in our heart and we are compelled to speak about what is loyalty all about. Loyalty is one phenomenon where dependability is doubtful. आपको शक किया जाता है. बहुत सारे पत्रकार लोगों को आप लोग देखते होंगे, they talk less about what is happening in India, but they talk more about what's happening in the neighborhood. They try to glorify the deeds and the happenings in the foreign country. Rather, they always denigrate and downgrade what's happening great in our own nation. So that is absolutely abominable. That needs to be deprecated. That needs to be denounced, because that is not loyalty. Loyalty is a kind of culture where your trust is inbuilt in form of love and affection for the nation. Not only for the nation. What is nation? And what is nation state? Any act of omission and commission, when it passes through the stage of self-retrospection, it should have a conscious question answer mode, whether what I am doing is right or wrong. If our conscience says that what we are doing is going to benefit larger section of the society, that is right. If our soul says no, then we should stop then and there itself. That is the area where your loyalty test is going to be affected into. Trustworthiness. Now what happened? After independence, there has been consistent endeavor on the part of historians that change the mode of history. There have been many territories, tributaries of intellectual, outflow of their thinking, wherein they have just changed what was the real history of India. Instead of glorifying our real-time heroes, they glorified plunderers, looters, and mayhemers, those who butchered the rich heritage and culture of my great nation. Our heart really weeps when we see that those plunderers in form of Ghoris, Abdalis, Muhammads, they get glorified, and our own great heroes like Rana Pratap, Shivaji, Chhatrapati Maharaj, Shivaji Maharaj, Peshwas, they get demeaned. Then the feeling of loyalty really gets invoked, and we are compelled by the spirit of nationalism and patriotism. Our heart and soul really speaks a volume that you should speak about these traitors and let them be convinced what does loyalty really stand for. Now, my dear loving children, if you come back to antonyms of loyalty, just listen some other words. Alienation. How alienation is going to be the antonym of loyalty? Loyalty means I will depict the right happening, the right historical perspective in right manner. But that was not to be. There is no point naming somebody's name, but it is broadly spoken. If you read historical pages, the history books, how they have distorted, they have contorted the real happenings of his historical incidents, and they have concocted new stories, and they have maligned our great heroes to be, they have just been marginalized. Where we know, when the question of valor and bravery is taken, we take the name of Rana Pratap, Maharaj Rana Pratap ji. But none of the history books speaks volumes about Rana Pratap. They will describe about Aurangzeb, Mughals, Khiljis, Abdalis. Who were they? They were plunderers, they were looters, they were criminals. they have maimed the culture, the rich culture of India. So, historians have alienated from the facts. So, that is the process of alienation, is also one of the steps of unloyalty or being unloyal to your own nation. See, if you want to destroy the youth, you give them bad history. You teach them wrong history. That's exactly what happened. हमारे देश में अभी भी गद्दार क्यों पैदा होते हैं? Because they have been taught wrong history. The history which speaks volumes of wrong informations. Our great heroes and their deeds have been suppressed. Now just see some of the words of estrangement, separation of facts from fiction. Their facts are something different. The fictions are concocted. Fictions are away from the reality. What could be the travesty of justice than this fact that soon after independence, the most illiterate person who never went to the school was made Education Minister of India. So you can just imagine. कहता है ना, a person is known by the type of person he keeps, and he is known better by the type of person he avoids. एक इंसान की पहचान कैसे लोगों से होती है कि कैसे लोगों के बीच बैठता है. उससे अच्छी पहचान होती है कि कैसे लोगों को दूर कर रखता है. If your education minister has no vision, you have all the reasons to believe that we would be producing only traitors, only unloyal, untruthful, alienating elements to the country. So, my sincere appeal to my children would be, as every day at the end of the speech or my lecture, I always appeal to my students that always remember these words and try to find their meaning, look for its synonyms, antonyms, and start constructing sentences. Try to speak on your own. Most of the children, they don't want to speak English because they have no practice. Once you start doing that, it would be a wonderful exercise. My dear loving children, if you practice right from the day 1, the moment you reach day 12th or 15th, you would be a voracious or a terrific speaker. Thank you very much.
यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानम् अधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम् परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि